back. We did a little escape again. I think escape's the bad word. We love where we live, but the weather was not conducive to what we want to do right now.
Our professions are not the most suited for this style of weather that we have right now. So we just went down to Fruta, or over to Fruta.
It's 3 hours from us to the west.
Yes, it's like the desert of Colorado. And it's not too far from Moab. Most people know Moab. A lot of people don't know Fruta. It is a mountain biking paradise, which I think we'll get more to that later because there's trails everywhere.
Everywhere.
Foreshadowing. But yeah, we did a race. But we kind of did it as a training race leading up into canyons, and it's something that we thought we'd talk about now. And we're off.
I'm very stiff right now. Yep. I don't recommend doing a workout, getting in a car, driving for 3 hours, getting out of the car, going to do another run. Do as you're told, not as your coaches do. Or as we do, if we're not your coach.
I do recommend coming to Fruta though.
It was
28 degrees this morning when we were doing our workout, and now it is 70 something degrees out, and it's wonderful. Okay, we have one mission on today's run. What is that mission?
Play on rocks.
Exactly, find cool rocks and play on them.
Hello!
You're an idiot!
I'm just gonna talk. Sound my voice. What we're applause.
You're an idiot!
We were meant to do a loop. We looked at the map and it showed the loop, so we're like, follow this trail to this trail, and I'll go like this. We followed that trail. It did not connect to the trails that it connected to, but we still made a loop. We were only a mile wrong. It's not bad. It's not bad. Not saying that every race has to serve a purpose, but this one did for us. Sometimes we just do it for the heck of it. But this one was just using it as training to be running on trails, running quickly over terrain like you would do in a race. I think we don't always do that in training, and especially right now where the trails are covered where we live. And so we were going to use it as a way to get a good hard stimulus that we wouldn't go nearly this hard if we were just running by ourselves. And we probably went harder than we wanted to go in this race. Again, some more foreshadowing. 3, 2, 1, go!
What are your thoughts leading into this race, Tabor?
We're racing today. Thoughts are, I really hope my body loosens up in the warm-up, because otherwise you're gonna be seeing the Tin Woman running down the trail.
Okay, why don't we just talk about it? The
elephant in the room.
Just start with the start and then
Yeah,
how did the race start?
I'll just move through. So start, awesome, fine, great. Faster than I wanted, but I think it was just because I was tired from the week, so it wasn't that fast. It just felt fast for me. And then, yeah, I was leading 2 guys, and we were flowing along the trails, and there had been 100K and a 50K the day before, and so all of those markers were left out on course as well. And the half marathon that we did was like the last hurrah of the weekend. And so there were red arrows that were pointing, and we were following the red arrows because like for half of the course that was what it was showing, and we were going on the right way. And then there was this red arrow that I took, and I took 2 guys with me, and I feel really bad that I took them with me. But I followed the red arrow, and we probably ran over 800 meters in the wrong direction, and so then we had to turn around and run 800 meters back.
So Tabor's half marathon was actually 14 miles.
I just really like to run.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like the trails out there, so I wanted to add on and be an overachiever because that's me. But then I still really wanted to win because I like to compete. And so instead of just giving up and calling it a day, I decided I would try and catch whoever women I had lost like that ground up on. And so it was just pretty much running as hard as I could to the finish. I didn't quite do it. Got second by like seconds. I watched her finish. She had a great race. Like, I think she's an awesome runner as well. It was just like one of those times that you're just like, no. So that was my race and my experience. I still had a great time. It got the job done, which was go run fast on trails hard. Just was longer than I wanted it to be. Your race.
Yeah. Okay.
Not too dissimilar of a story.
A little what the week kind of led up to is we got to dry trails. We were really excited about running. We were like, okay, we're gonna run a bunch. So we did, and we showed up to the race very tired. On the week we had, I think it was like over 100 miles each. So the legs were very tired, so running extra wasn't really what we wanted to do. Because I took the exact same trail as Tabor took.
You were just smarter than me in that you turned around.
I turned around slightly
before
earlier
you were too
than
deep
Tabor.
into it.
Yes, I turned around earlier than Tabor on that one. So I added on about a K to my race. I took me and Brian Whitfield were running at the front, leading, took that red arrow the wrong direction, ran out a little ways and like, there's no flags out here. So we kind of like looked back like, we just think this is the wrong way, turned around, started running back, kind of caught up to that 9th or 10th spot. And then we were like a little bit disheartened, but like, okay, we're just gonna, it is a training race. We're just gonna keep pushing. So running up, and then we look off and we see the leaders off in the distance. You're like, oh no, today just became way too hard. Because then you have the motivation that you can actually go catch them. So that was right before the long climb. I just climbed super hard, caught up to the front and passed, still got the win by just like, not even like a minute. So it was super close, but it was a super fun race. Don't suggest adding on 2 races when they're that short.
The moral of the story is, yes, the course markings were bad, but we should also take responsibility that rarely do we download the GPX file onto our watches. So we're also in the bad. It's not all the race people's fault. Half is our fault. Half is theirs. I think that's fair.
I take 30% of the blame. It's all their fault.
It's all their fault.
No, screw that. I take 0% of blame. Nice hole. Hope not.
And we're home, and it's snowing, and it's supposed to be snow 5.5 inches. And enjoy. So now we're heading into canyons, and
I think this is gonna post like probably the day before canyons.
yeah, probably.
So, you know,
So
depends on when I can finish it.
But the whole purpose of this build, because we know canyons, we've ran way too cool, so we're familiar with the trails. And so we knew that we needed to get good at running fast. And so we prioritized that in our training, but also in our racing. Hence is why we did Desert Rats. It was a fast course. But I think this training block leading in, it's been a lot of working on getting back to the basics of fast running and running economy. I think we had gotten a little away from that in prior years, and so we knew if we were going to be successful going into canyons, those are some things that we need to prioritize. So a lot of faster workouts.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd say we were almost training more marathoner-esque than trail runner. Also, due to our current conditions on the roads and everything, we don't really have many options of running trails right now. So we were kind of training as
road runners.
Kind of. Yeah.
But a road runner would be like, no.
A road runner would say no, but a trail runner would say, wow, you're a road runner now.
Yeah. And so we're hoping that that will translate to great races coming up. You can stay tuned in the next video to figure out if
that goes.
We did it well or if we did it poorly. But yeah, thanks for watching, and if you ever get the chance, I would go to Fruita, check it out, even if it's just for a fun weekend. Doesn't have to be for a race.
There are a lot of cool rocks.
There are.
Big rocks. There's some arches, really hard to get to, but arches.
But worth it. Yeah. So, yeah. Link, subscribe, hang out, check us out. I'm hot.